You are now listening to Tired and Triggered podcast, produced by Guerrero Film Company.
All right, besties, welcome back to Tired and Triggered. For the first time, we're actually welcoming a guest host today. This is Taylor. She firsthand has dealt with addiction as a child. She's also a mom herself. She's a sister, a wife, and she can kind of give a lot of different perspectives. She's also a bail bondsman. So she's got some experience. So let's dive into your childhood. So when did you realize that something was different growing up?
So honestly, I don't think I realized that anything was different. I thought that somebody taking a microwave apart at 3 a.m. was A-okay. That
You
was
just thought
normal.
that was normal
like-
because you didn't know, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. So did someone ever have to explain to you what addiction was?
So probably school counselor.
Okay.
After CPS kind of got involved, it was kind of explained then. And
How old were you?
we're like 7.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That at 7, I feel like it's hard to kind of wrap your head around those kinds of things.
Yeah, because you don't really know how to feel or how to think, especially going through it. And
you don't know what normal is.
Right.
Like you
Like,
didn't
I've
know any
never-
different.
No.
So your mom and dad were both addicts?
And they were both
Okay.
addicts. My dad is still a fully functioning addict.
Okay.
But my mom is sober 5 years now.
Okay. That's
So,
great. I
yeah.
love to hear that. What was the hardest part growing up being in that kind of environment?
Honestly, going to sleep at night and wondering if your parents were even alive.
Yeah, that's scary. How has that shaped you as a mom?
Showed me exactly what I would never do to my children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could imagine that. I feel like that's now where do you stand as far as like distrust with your mom being around your kids? Like is there any kind of like I feel like you don't lose that. You don't
Never.
Yeah. I mean, 5
Um,
years sober, that's amazing, but I feel like you don't forget what you went through.
Absolutely not. So for a very long time, years, I was told I couldn't have children.
Okay.
So when I found out I was pregnant, it was mind-blowing. So I told my mom as soon as I found her that she was either going to be in or out. There was not going to be no inconsistencies like she did me as a child, because that has fucked me up mentally.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
who
No,
does
you
that?
say found her, so she wasn't in your life.
So she was always no.
Okay.
So
Just kind of like around, but you didn't have like a relationship.
no,
Okay.
no.
So how do you feel like that has impacted you as a person? Like you, your character, how you carry yourself? Because you seem like we've kind of touched base on the fact that you're an open book. You're very open. You've been through a lot. And I feel like that kind of like is an empowerment for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in a sense. But then again, if my story could help anybody, then that makes me feel better about it. So transparent, especially when it comes to, both my parents and family, and still to this day, doing what I do as a job and seeing these people come in and out and have repeat customers. That
Does
are
it make you empathetic for their situation? Or does it kind of like, does it trigger you in any kind of way?
So honestly, it kind of makes me mad because
Yeah.
I feel like growing up where I grew up and how I grew up, I could use that as an excuse too if
Right.
I wanted to.
Oh no, you either like do better or you just go
You
down
fall
the-
into
yeah.
it. Yeah, like there's no in between. So one thing that me and my mom used to never get along with is she always played victim. My dad is very straightforward. He'll tell you like, oh, I'm a fuck up. Like I
Right.
can't, you know what I'm saying?
But
Like
at least he owns it, you know?
And
It's
that's the
one thing to
problem.
not own it.
And that's, my mom used to ask me all the time, well, why is it okay that your dad can use drugs and I can't? I was like, my dad's never lied to me about it.
Right.
Like he took my money for Christmas one year when I was like 8 and
Oh,
went and
no.
bought like an 8-ball and like literally did not lie to me about it and was like, I'll give it back to you on Friday when I get paid. I'm like, I don't even know what this is, but okay.
Right. But
But yes.
I do truly feel like that kind of like led you to where you are in your life, being a bail bondsman. Can you kind of touch base on that? Like, I don't truly understand. You help bail people out, right? But like, what does your job entail?
So being a bail bond agent, you call me, you're in jail, say your bond is, 10,000. Hey, I need help. I need to get out. Okay, well, that's going to be X, Y, and Z. This is what I need. I need somebody that's going to sign and be responsible for you. And then, of course, I have to make sure that they get to their court dates and all that good stuff.
And if they don't, like, are you the bounty hunter? Or do you find one?
So I'll call Mr. Jeff and I'm like, hey, this person's
Okay.
out, blah, blah, blah. And he'll be like, all right, well, what you going to do to help me to do this? Like, how can we get this person, lured wherever we're going to go?
Right.
And I was just like, well, okay, I guess it's just kind of part of it.
Okay. So when did you get into that?
So when I actually bonded my mom out when I was right at like 19.
Okay.
And talked to the bail bondsman because I was just like, this is crazy. Like, how does this even work? Like, what am I going to be responsible for? Like, I don't trust her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, is she supposed to make payments? Am I supposed to pay the rest of this? Like,
right.
So I asked a lot of questions. Went on, kind of just did like odd-end jobs there. Went to school in Georgia for psychology. And then, I don't know, because I've always just wanted to know why.
Yeah.
Like, why did you choose this? Why did you? So
with that, did you learn like mentally about addiction and things like that?
Yeah, it completely rewires your entire brain.
Yeah.
I
feel like the huge stigma is like where people are like addiction is a choice. You know what I'm saying? When people are always like, however, me personally, just with knowing personally people who have dealt with addiction, I do feel like in the beginning it starts with that, but then it turns into like it's no longer a choice. It's a need, right?
Absolutely. Definitely. See, and then I'm kind of conflicted on that too because I do feel like it is a choice. It's a choice every time you withdraw. It is a choice every time that you don't have drugs. Like, okay, all right, I'm going to go get high and I'm going to be okay for another couple hours, but then you're going to withdraw again. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you're continuing to make that choice. Like, why not just go through that withdrawal and decide, hey, I need to do better for myself.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good way to put it, though.
So, yeah, that's one reason why I can never, play victim on anything.
Right.
Like, you're very aware, and it's really being headstrong.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like most people have that nowadays.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you were 19. You bailed your mom out.
I bailed my mom out. So I want to say it was like a few years later. This bail bondsman still calls me.
Really?
And he's like, "Hey, your mom didn't pay the rest of this, and blah blah blah." And I'm just like, "Okay." Well, then my little sister actually, when she moved out, she got with her baby daddy, and his uncle owns a bail bonds company.
Okay.
So she was FaceTiming me one day at the office, and he was just like, hey, you want a job? And I was like, what are y'all doing? And he's like, well, Bobby just went and took her test to do the bail bonds. He was like, but I mean, I need more agents anyway. So I was just like, okay.
So it's kind of just at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
So it's been like 9 years, 8-9 years.
Okay. And so you're considered an agent. You work for a company?
So I do own my own company.
Okay.
I can write for other people. I do write for Jeff's bail bonds in Amy. We have one in Franklinton.
Okay.
Really, we have.
But people can actually call you directly, and
they call my phone all day. And
okay.
I'm gonna, whether I write it or I send Jeff to write it.
Good to know people. If you need somebody, I know a girl. Okay, so as far as how this affected you and shaped you, do you feel like it affected your relationships? Like, did you date people who you felt like mirrored those qualities? Did you have a lot of distrust in relationships? Like, how did that affect your love life? Whether that be now, growing up, whatever.
Right. Definitely thought that I could fix people.
Yeah, I'm a fixer. I feel that.
So I definitely thought that, like, maybe I fell in love with more of potential than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that inconsistent, because being so bounced around as a child, from different houses and whatnot, I created my own stability where nobody can take anything from me. So if I was to date somebody, it was always like my house. It was always, so I could always be like, hey, you have to go.
So it's an ego buster for men in your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So yeah, no, I feel like that independency or that stable is something that you can't take from me.
Which I feel like that's a good quality, like be an independent bitch. That's a good quality to have, but it could
it's
be
so tiring though.
yeah, I would imagine it's exhausting. But I can also imagine where, like, because sometimes it's like, especially I feel like from a guy's point of view, like they want to feel needed.
And it's
You
kind of
know?
intimidating. I can see
Right.
that.
So I feel like that, could be a thing. Now, what about boundaries you've set due to addiction and things like that? Like the whole distrust. Like, did you have a hard time ever trusting people?
All day.
Given, yeah,
Everybody just left. Like
Yeah.
it was just, whether it was family, friends, like it was never, I don't know, growing up, it was just I met so many different people in
Yeah.
so many different places that I never really had time to actually make friends with somebody. Or if I did have a friend, they weren't allowed to come to my house
right,
because their parents obviously knew something that I didn't,
right.
I didn't think was
Yeah, and I
not
feel like
normal.
that's a point I didn't even think of to talk about, but I feel like that would be hard because you have friends that you want to do things with and you see friends around you having sleepovers and it's like, why doesn't anybody want to come to my house? What's wrong with my, like,
Right.
I could see that being a thing. That's tough.
Yeah,
So are you like gonna be like the mom you're the house? The kids are always gonna be at your house.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Because when I moved in with my Aunt Charlene when I was like 13 or 14 years old, that's how it was. Like it's always her house was the cool house.
Yeah.
So, and she used to always say, like the cool moms thing or whatever. She's like, if you're going to drink, like I'd rather you drink here.
Yeah.
And I was just like.
That's how my parents were. They were like, if you're gonna, I would rather you do it under my supervision at my
Right.
house and not lying where you are. So I feel that I could.
Yeah, I definitely, but I feel like that helped me be a better mom too, because at the end of the day, my kids, they're only 2 and 4, but tell me everything.
Yeah.
And I pray that it stays like that because I be yelling and screaming and cussing. Like,
Oh, look, there ain't nothing wrong with that. There is no soft parenting in my bloodline, okay? Like, no part of me can do that.
At all.
Yeah.
All. Yeah. So, no, but I definitely think that they feel safe with me. Like,
Yeah.
they're definitely Velcro kids. It don't
Yeah,
matter where I'm at.
I feel that.
Yeah.
And, I see all the time because sometimes I'm just like, I just need a break. Like, my kids aren't kids I can drop off with the babysitter. They will scream, melt down, have a fit the entire time where people be like, I'm never watching your kid again.
Ever.
Really. Like, even their grandparents sometimes have a hard time. Like, it's just, my kids are Velcro babies. But I see all the time about how, like, it's really hard in the moment to deal with those things, but it's because you are their safe place. And then I'm kind of like,
Then
okay.
I feel bad. The mom
Yeah.
guilt sets in, and I'm just like, well.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
mean, like, really, they feel safe with me. I should be, I get that. Okay, so, have you learned through your childhood, through traumas you've been through in your life, have you learned anything about yourself? Other than the fact that you're a bad bitch and strong, because clearly, I mean, you carry yourself really well, for things that you have been through.
Thanks. I would have to say probably that I'm too forgiving.
Okay.
Just because I want you to want better for yourself.
Right. And that's the
So-
fixer in you, where you see potential in everybody and everything. I
Yeah.
feel that.
So I think that's one of the things. If you're gonna be sad about something, like only be sad about it for so long,
Yeah.
and then move on.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason to.
Well, I feel
sit
like it
anywhere.
builds character. Like your character has been built to the point where you're just like, if you're not bringing anything to the table, if you're not getting anything, if this isn't working or whatever the case may be, like at this point, it's like I've been through it, I've done it.
And I can
Move
do it all by
along.
myself. Like
Yeah.
I don't need permission. Like,
Right.
To keep doing what I've done my entire life.
Yeah.
And that's it's a bad thing, but it can be a good thing in a sense too, I guess.
Yeah. Because I feel like you kind of could go either way. I feel like somebody who has been in your circumstances would be like how you are. Like it's made you extremely strong, independent. You carry yourself well. You're like, I don't need no man. I got this. I'm good. But then in the other sense, they have the people that have like daddy issues and feel like they constantly need attention and people constantly need, you know what I mean? Like I feel
No.
like there's two
And
different
there is,
spectrums.
And there is, because I used to never think that the daddy issue thing was serious until until I became my little sister's adoptive mom.
Yeah.
And realized that, she was,
Okay, so you adopted your sister?
yes.
Okay.
So, I have a lot of siblings.
If you want to talk about it, okay.
No, I have a lot of siblings. So I have an older brother. We have the same mom and dad.
Okay.
I have a younger sister who has a different mom. And then I have 2 sisters and a little brother that have the same mom. Their mom was also an addict and has passed away. But I took in my little sister when I was 21. I was a kid raising a kid.
I was about to say, in 21, I was a mom at 21. But it's one thing whenever you have your own baby and you become a mom, and it's another when you take on somebody else's responsibility.
And she's already to a point where there's no fixing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you're dealing with all the things that you should have to deal with later on at a way earlier time.
Yeah. So the whole daddy issue thing, like I used to just play that off like people were crazy. Like that's not
you
really
create
something.
your own circumstances.
Right,
Yeah.
but no. It is definitely a thing now.
Because I feel like they crave attention in all the wrong places.
Every wrong place you can think of. Which don't get me wrong, would I go back and change anything now? Absolutely not. Do we talk now? No.
How old is she now?
20. She was born in 99, so 26.
Okay, so she's grown, yeah.
She's grown, and unfortunately, don't believe she's on the right path.
Okay.
Haven't spoke to her in quite a while, but I've heard through the grapevine, and I feel so bad because I tried, but then again, like I tried so many times too. So
well, not only that though, but you tried for something like there was already so much done that was completely out of your control. You kind of can't carry that guilt. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess, yeah. But
I mean, it's easier said than done, right? But I feel like give yourself some grace with that because all right, y'all, let's take a quick break. This podcast is brought to you by Guerrero Film Co. I'm Jordan Guerrero, co-owner, as well as the owner of Jordan Guerrero Photography. If you have an event coming up, a wedding, milestone portraits that you need done, or even branding content for your business, go check out our socials and let's get you booked. Let's be honest, when life goes sideways, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Give Who You Know Bail Bonds a call at 985-520-7747 for all your bail bonds needs. Real people, reliable, and available 24/7. And just remember, it's all about who you know. What would you say to somebody if they were in this environment, whether they be a child trying to understand the fact that they feel like, why am I not good enough for my kid, for my parents to get clean, or whether they be a mom dealing with this themselves? Like, what would you say to somebody in this environment?
As a child, I would say that it's not your fault, obviously.
Right.
I can't tell you how many times I have told my mom within the last 5 years, I don't blame you. I'm not mad at you. It's sometimes I be thinking, if there is somebody that I could drop my kids off to and literally go live my best life,
Right.
Who's to say I couldn't do that?
Right.
Because being a mom is hard.
It is,
especially
it's
when it's 24/7 and it doesn't stop.
And people choose their outlets in different ways, right?
Right. And so yeah, my outlet used to be drinking. Like I would not have a problem with drinking. Like and then I realized like, okay, this could be an addiction. Like what are you doing? Like,
so but again, that's how it shapes you and how you handle things. So you feel like you kind of dabbled in a little bit of excessive drinking.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Definitely because I don't know, when me and Cody first got together, he'd always be like, "Well, Taylor, like you when you don't have your children, like you just get drunk and like you get drunk, like you have fun." And I'm like
blackout.
Because that technically I don't black out because I don't believe in that. Like I'm always very aware, but yes, I do drink to forget because I felt like that was my outlet. Like that was the only thing that I could do. Where in the moment, I wasn't worried about who was paying the bills. I wasn't worried about, are my children okay? Like, I wasn't worried about, how I was going to get to the next place or however the case may be. Like, I never, in that moment when I'm completely wasted, like, that was the moment of time where I could be just completely stress-free. Yeah.
And unload.
Right.
Like unload everything.
Right. So being with Cody, like, that really did make me realize that, like, hey, it's really not okay to do that.
Right.
And I guess with him, his parents were addicts too. So like, it was just kind of like, no, his mom was an addict too. So,
okay.
I guess
But it's like an
seen
outside
that.
perspective. He's seen
Correct.
it. You've seen it, but you're in the moment, right? So
Right.
an outside perspective seeing that it was becoming a little bit of a problem.
Correct.
But at
Correct.
least it's something you addressed and you're aware of.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we kind of already touched base on how it affected your love and your trust. Do you feel like you kind of were always in survival mode?
Always.
Yeah. Do you still feel like that? Or have you kind of let your guards down a little
No,
bit?
definitely being with Cody, it's not as much survival. He's kind of the man of the house and he pays all the bills. Taylor still fixes everything. So
Yeah.
it's just.
But that's just like, that's the mom in us and the wife in us. That's
Right.
just, that will never go anywhere.
Ever.
Okay, so you have a mom in recovery, 5 years. How does that look as far as y'all's relationship? Is it like, are y'all in a much better place? Y'all have more of a
Absolutely.
relationship now?
Absolutely. So prior to this, you asked me like leaving my kids with her. At first, there was a point in time where she was just getting sober, and I was like laying in the bed. I had just gotten Latham home from the NICU, and my mom came over and she was like, "Just take you a nap," like. And I remember laying in my bed and watching her in the corner. And I'm not sleeping because obviously I'm
You're not
so scared.
yeah.
Like, I'm just like, okay, well, like, what is she doing? Like,
What if she drops him? What if he, yeah.
So, yeah, so definitely at that point. Now it's a lot better.
Okay.
And my kids
5
are
years
older
in,
too.
I feel like 5 years in too is a lot of work.
Oh, absolutely. And I ask her all the time because, like I said, I always want to know why. And she's like, Taylor's a fight every day. Like,
Yeah.
it's not something that goes away.
Oh, no. Like, that'll be something that she'll deal with for the rest of her life.
And that's not what I wanted around my kids. And
Right.
I've made that very clear. And I think that's one of the main things that actually made her, say, hey, like, this can't happen anymore.
Right. Okay. So as far as you being a mom now, I know you said 2 and 4, still young, but when they do become teenagers or they do begin, which I, for one, will say, I think the times are much different now because I feel like at our age when we were in high school, if we like dappered around or, tested the waters on certain things growing up, which I mean, at some point, who hasn't, right? But I feel like nowadays, now it's like kids try it one time and they're dead. It's way
completely
different. But how is that going to affect you on how you parent your kids when they're at the age to start really understanding about drugs and alcohol and things? Like, do you feel like your kids are more susceptible to that due to family history? Like, what's your take on that? Like, I feel like generationally, I feel like it affects families.
Oh, absolutely. Because I didn't realize how much trauma I had until you sent me those questions.
Yeah.
On like how did it affect you? And I'm like, damn.
Right. Because that's why I love this because I feel like it's very therapeutic for me because I face things that I didn't even realize were bothering me. But going through it, answering questions, talking about it has brought up so much where I'm like, holy shit, that was trauma. That was traumatic to me and I didn't even know it.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, it's like therapy.
It honestly is.
So you didn't realize these things bothered you and you're going through the questions and...
I mean, I was just like, okay, like this is real. Like this is, so in a sense, I want to do whatever it takes for it to end with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want...
You want to break the generational trauma.
Correct. I want to be so open with my kids, though, because that is something that I still, to this day, respect my dad for.
Because you said he was very honest, very direct.
Honest.
Okay.
And that is one thing that altered me and my mom's relationship versus me and my dad's relationship. Just simply because
I feel like if you don't have trust, you have nothing.
Absolutely.
Like, I tell my kids and I instill in them all the time because they're like at the age where they're starting to experiment. I'm like, did you hit your brother? And they're like, no. I'm like, don't lie to me. Little things like that, right? But I try to tell them, like, if you are not honest with me about little things, I will never trust you with big things.
Right. Absolutely.
And I feel like I'm already instilling that in them because I do feel trust to me is a big thing.
Absolutely.
If you fuck up your trust with me, like, that's a big thing for me.
It's really hard to come back from.
It really is. So I respect that. So being open with your kids, and then so you're going to be do they know? Well, no, they're only 2 and 4, right? No. But will these be conversations that you will be having with them?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I want them to know around the clock. Like, hey,
Yeah.
this is what happened. This is where we're at now. And I've been to like a few places with my mom where she's like told her testimony, like recovering addicts
Okay.
or whatever. And I'm there to support her because that is, as
But I
a
feel like
child
support
of
is
it,
huge. Yeah.
absolutely. And not saying that my family doesn't support her in being sober, because by all means they do, but she has like tried to get clean for so long. She's never been this clean this long. So
People kind of look at it as like we're just waiting for the ball to drop type thing.
right. So I just want her
Okay.
to know that I'm still there for her. Like I'm
Right.
still your support system.
Well, because I feel like in sobriety and the journey through sobriety, I feel like support is going to be like a huge factor.
Absolutely. If you don't have support, like
I feel like
I
it's
had-
so easy to just be like, well, fuck this. Nobody's proud of me.
exactly,
I might as well go get
might
high.
as well go exactly,
Right? Like-
exactly. No, I literally almost had like a mental breakdown, like I don't know, like 3 weeks ago, and I called my mom like right away because I was like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Like, not saying that I want to hurt myself or I want to hurt anybody else, but like if somebody was to offer me something like right here, right now, like who's to say that I wouldn't take it, because I
Right.
just want to become so numb to whatever's
Right.
going on. So you know what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, okay, well, yes, now I do have that relationship with my mom where I can say, hey, mom, what do I do? You know,
Well,
like,
not only that, but when you're dealing with certain things like in your adulthood, like you had kind of touched earlier, you feel like it's so easy to just kind of numb yourself when you feel like you're going through a lot. I feel like as we're now moms ourselves or adults and our lives don't stop, our trauma doesn't stop. We still
Ever.
go through shit. There are times where we're like, man, like what I would give to just have a fucking break or whatever.
just
But
give me 10 minutes.
but I feel like, yeah, but I feel like that's how it starts, right? I
Yes.
feel like it's so easy for something like that to start.
yes.
But that's awesome for 5 years. I hope all stays good with that. So you feel more comfortable with your kids around her now?
yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's okay. Do you feel like your childhood impacted your career choice?
Yeah, people ask me all the time, like, how did this come? And I was like, well, you can either become a criminal or help them.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I see people for people. Like, I don't
Yeah.
it doesn't matter like what you have, what you've been through, what,
Yeah, like I said earlier, I feel like it would make you more empathetic. Now, you said there are times where you get more pissed off.
and it really is because you have these people that are, that their grandparents are coming up there to
Yeah.
bond them out. And this isn't our first rodeo. Like, this
Right.
isn't, and I'm literally looking at the grandma and it's just like, bruh,
Yeah.
like
Stay home,
they
don't
are
come
doing
out.
this because
Yeah.
you come into their rescue. Right. Let them sit. Let
Like
them
you're
withdraw.
aiding
Like,
them. You're literally
exactly.
aiding them. Yeah.
And I've literally had to like withdraw myself sometimes because I'm just like,
I feel like that would be hard to do. Like, hard to see that and be like, keeping your mouth closed. I'd be like, what the hell is wrong
Yeah.
with leave the motherfucker in the cell?
no, literally, I think I've literally had this conversation
Yeah.
inside the jail with the grandmother before, and I'm just like, just leave her, give her a few days.
Yeah.
Like, just, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
She's gonna make it, I promise. Like, she's not an intangible hoe. Like, she's gonna make it.
Okay, so what is like your wildest, are you even allowed to talk about, I don't know if there's any restrictions, but what is your wildest like bail bondsman experience?
I can't really say that I've had anything crazy because
No?
as the criminal, you want to be friends with your bail bonds
Right.
person. Like, that's,
But like, do you know what their charges are?
oh yeah, absolutely. I want to know because I'm not just gonna bond anybody
Right,
out. Like, I
right.
want to know what happened. I want to know the real story. So, yeah, absolutely. So no, I've bailed out, murderers. I've bailed out petty
That's
thefts.
crazy, yeah.
yeah. But I want to know what happened, and if
Yeah.
if I don't agree with it, then
Then you have the option. Like, you don't
absolutely,
have to work
you
with
need
somebody.
me. I don't need you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I just say it in the most humblest way.
Right.
But yeah, like I don't. If it's not something that I agree with, like if
Right.
it's not something, then no, I'm not.
Okay. What, as a mom, given your history and everything, we kind of touched base on generational traumas. What are generational traumas or cycles that you are absolutely determined to break?
Being unstable,
Okay.
being not knowing
Yeah.
what and where things may be. Like there was times where Christmas was just another day for us. Like that's sometimes we didn't even know what Christmas was.
Right.
Now granted, we did, have my mom's side of the family, which my grandmother took us in when I was like 10 or 11. But I had to realize different things too, because there was people that I thought literally hung the moon, and as I got older, realized that they were addicts too.
Right.
So,
But then not only that though, but I feel like kind of like we had touched base, like you didn't know any better. So then to you, they were like the
best
best
person
thing.
ever.
But then as you've gotten older and you've become a mother yourself and, a friend and an adult and having certain experiences, you're looking back kind of like, okay, that wasn't normal.
No,
That's
I've
not how it's
actually had a
supposed to
friend
be.
come to me, like a best friend since like the 4th grade, and she was like, Taylor, I never thought that, being around addiction, like I'm so sorry for what you went through. Like I'm so
Right.
sorry that I didn't emphasize or like and was so empathetic or however you say
Yeah.
that word, saying like I didn't really think about it until
Oh,
like
you
I'm
don't
going through
until
it
you're
now.
in the
And
moment.
she's 32 and she's just like,
Yeah.
how did you do this? Like how do you still carry this? And I'm
It's
just like,
exhausting because I feel like I personally have dealt with addiction and the fixer in you wants to constantly make it work, and no matter what you do, you can't control someone else's actions.
correct.
And that's hard. That's really
It's
hard.
very, very hard.
And then not only that, but the love doesn't stop. You know what I mean? Like the love doesn't just turn off like, oh, okay, they're an addict, let's not make this work, or this isn't gonna work, let me walk away. Like if you
Right.
have children involved, a marriage involved, or, love involved, it's not that easy.
Ever.
It's not. And then you, in that way, become an enabler because half the time you're, just allowing the shit.
Yeah, because you want to make sure that they're okay. You want to
Yeah.
know that they're coming home and stuff like that. Like I completely, yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
But you're right. Until you're in it, from the outside, people are always like, I would never put up with that shit. You should have left his ass a long time ago. Or, you should have done this or
Yeah.
you should have done that. And then those same people end up finding themselves in that position and they're like, wow, now I understand. I get it.
So yeah, she did. She was like, Taylor, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Like I did not think about it then.
Yeah.
She's like, but hey, I'm like, well, I'm here for you. Like if you need anything,
Yeah.
like I can talk to you about it. But there's not really much you can do though. Like when you do love an addict, there's
Well, no, that's a decision that they have to make to get clean. Because if it is forced, then it's just a matter of time
Oh,
before
absolutely.
it has to be wanted.
oh yeah, no, that is definitely my mom has said that from day one. I can't tell you how many rehabs like I went and dropped her off at and like called to check on her like the next day and she wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like she had already left. So I asked her like why again, like why do you
Right.
do this? And until she got clean this last time, she's like, I didn't want to.
Well, I mean, but I feel like it's true though. And that's honest. Like if you don't want it, it's not going to work.
Not at all.
You'll see people go to rehab 30, 40, 50 times and then eventually
Over
like
and
now
over
she's
and over.
5 years sober. So,
Yeah.
well, if today's episode triggered anything in you, sink in it, feeling it, go through it. Maybe it's something you needed to hear. Maybe it's something that you felt that you didn't even realize you were still feeling. But that's the whole point of this. Like I said, it's kind of like therapy for me, for you, for the listeners. And there might be something that somebody needs to take from this.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate you coming on.
Yes, ma'am.
And share it with the bestie who might need to hear it. And let's take a minute to say thank you for Taylor. Bye, besties.
Bye.